What's up guys, Sub-Zero here with another VOD review. Today I'm coming at you with a VOD from the NA Last Chance Qualifier. This is a tourney to decide who actually gets to go to regionals. It's the last few people who haven't qualified for regionals, and spoilers, today we are watching the person who got first place, Davidas, or maybe it's David Az. I think it's David A's? David A's, maybe? I don't know. Someone said once that it was like David A's. I'll do my best to, I think I'll just stick with that pronunciation. So the really cool thing about this player is that if you look at their legend on the right, they're not a TF player. There's a lot of TF in the LCQ, a lot of TF just among people who've been playing TFT recently. David decided to play URF in this tourney, which is a really, really cool decision. It's something that we're seeing a lot out of China as well. And you can even see right now he's looking to potentially tailor his tome that he might get at his 2-1 augment. And the other crazy thing is that he is taking tome a lot of the time. I know back in the day when Dish Soap used to play URF, he would say, you don't really take the tome that often. He almost every time is taking this tome unless he gets a broken augment. And you see here he tailored for it, and he gets the option to take Demacia here. So if you guys don't know how tome tailoring works, because he has 6 in, that means he gets guaranteed one of these traits here. So he could have been offered Trima, Bruiser, Invoker, Slayer, Demacia, or Noxus. I think you're pretty happy to play around any of them except for Invoker. Invoker's pretty bad, so honestly really nice tailor here. And he ends up being able to pick up Demacia, which is a quite strong one, especially with the Kale 2 that he already has, and then he's just going to slam Demacia Emblem onto this Renekton, who ends up getting Radiant Redemption, which you'd honestly probably prefer something else, because, you know, Radiant Redemption has been nerfed this patch because of multicasters. You prefer it to be like a Radiant Warmogs or something, but, you know, I didn't know what Renekton's item was until now. He, as someone who plays this line a lot, maybe he already knows what Renekton's item is. I don't know if there's a better tank that you can choose in this spot, like Alawi. I don't know. Someone told me Alawi's was Jack Show, the Radiant Adaptive Helm, but I don't even know if that's 100% true. But yeah, he's just going to play strong board with this, and I mean, he already has his direction picked out. It's kind of, it's not the same as people who play TF. In fact, it's very different. Wow, I did not expect this, but he goes for just a double level here at 2-2 to Giga play for streak. He's already got a ton of gold. Wow, he's a fellow stretcher. I feel like I do this all the time as well. Go for this Giga stretch, and he does as well. But he's just playing super hard for win streak here with the fact that he got all this gold from Ecliptic Vaults and from the Tome, and he could potentially take 20 gold here if he wins this fight and just not worry about the Cassiopeia pair. So makes sense. We're like really, really playing for streak. I don't know if it mattered in that last fight, but you know, maybe it'll matter in this fight or one of the next ones. But yeah, we'll see. He's holding on to this Kiana like he maybe wants to play it. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an easy 3 streak. Nice thing about taking these tomes and just using the early direction and playing towards something like this is that when he's going to opt to actually hold the Cassiopeia pair and not make gold here. But yeah, the nice thing is that there's a lot of these TF people who are, you know, either like open forting trying to play multicasters, or maybe they don't have all their items slammed. So, you know, he's allowed to play just a pretty decent early game board and win streak super hard. Yeah, I like the Chain Vest here a lot, just on a 3 cost. Let's see, is there any downside to Sunfire? I mean, Protector's Vow is also really solid, but he's going to go for just, yeah, a really, really solid early slam and just make Sunfire here. So yeah, I mean, Protector's Vow was left Chain Vest open because when you're playing this line, I believe you're usually playing towards like a Quinn carry. He can also definitely make gold here. He is giga rich now. But yeah, I think normally Quinn carry, like the bot I showed from Dish Soap a few days ago, seems really, really strong. You could also just play more of like a fast 8 variation and then just play towards like Fiora and that kind of stuff. So I guess we'll see what he ends up doing here. He does actually have the option for 5 Demacia here. Problem is you'd have to make your board a good bit weaker. So I think I would be surprised to see it on this level, but next level you definitely... Oh my god! He goes for the... Oh my god, the level 6 at 2-6, the what would Bebe do? This is interesting. Let's actually go back, because he's thinking, okay, yeah, he's scouting his opponents here, so that's Bosso's board. Let's go look at Bosso's board again real quick and see, like, does he need this level to actually beat this? Because this is hugely aggressive. Like, Spencer's board, I'm pretty sure you're always beating with your board. He's really just looking to level for Bosso here. I think he scouts Bosso now. So Bosso is Ash to the boss and Kassadin too. Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable level in this spot. I do think there is fear that with the Ash 2 you might lose. You might actually still even win, because like the boss with no items is not that insane. But I like the aggro play, and it just goes to show maybe one of the reasons why he did so well in this tournament is because of this like really aggro play in a meta where a lot of people are just kind of chilling, greeting their BIS items, not playing their strongest boards. He is going for it, playing super win streak, and he still gets to make 20 because that Ecliptic Vaults plus the little bit of gold from the Ancient Archive. So yeah, he's still like pretty rich in this spot and already level 6. Just gonna probably go like a fast 7. Oh my god, getting so much gold for minions. He can make 30 here if he wants to. Yeah, I mean, and he should, absolutely should. Double tier here now. I mean, you could blue buff and just leave that on Sona for the whole game. The other option would be to just slam nothing. I do think if we get a really scary matchup, I don't hate the blue buff Sona, and you just leave that on her for the whole game. You don't really need tiers that badly in this comp. It's like Protector's Vow. And we are going to fight Bosso here, so he's going to opt not to slam the blue buff. He is level 6 while Bosso is still level 5, and he's also made Sunfire the boss. That's pretty rough to have to make that. It's not really an ideal situation, and yeah, this fight's nowhere near close, so he definitely did not need to slam there. Bosso level 5, hard chilling. Gets offered the dedication here, which I feel like has to be one of the best possible augments you can get in this spot, because now he can play to a really easy 7 Demacia. Yeah, still waiting on the 4 costs, but now he can play 7 Demacia on 7 and still fit in 4 Slayer, which would be amazing. Goes to 7 here. Oh my god, 3-2. It's so aggro, but he still gets to make 20. So I think it's very appropriate here. Also, this is the first time that I actually got to see this arena. This is actually kind of a cool arena. I thought it was kind of bad, but this is actually pretty sick. But yeah, just goes 7 here. Really natural with the extra gold from Ecliptic Vault. He's still making 20, and with the gold from the win streak and the gold from the tomes, he's still very rich. Even if he loses this fight, which it looks like he might, unless the Sona plus Gale can pop off here, it's still not the end of the world. Yeah, so he loses out on a little bit of econ, but he's still making 20 gold. Not bad at all. And now he gets this Demacia emblem. Just gonna slam that on Cassio for the GS, the Radiant GS. Interesting. He thought about the Sedge, but I think the idea here is that like he needs more damage, right? The reason that he couldn't win that last fight is he really lacks damage. And I'm surprised he actually puts the Sona here in the corner here to not buff the Kale, because I think buffing the Kale is pretty valuable. I wonder why he moves to this positioning. Maybe he's afraid of some unit that's gonna like potentially, if I don't know, because it would also allow you to put Cassio in the corner, which I think it's for the Demacia positioning. You would lose the Demacia resists onto the Kale. I think that's worth it though. I assume you look for sword item here like BT. You could also just look for Quinn and take Quinn because it guarantees your 7 Demacia, which yeah, looks like that's what he's gonna go for. Also, he couldn't even get the BT if he wanted to, so it has to be Quinn. And oh my god, there's the Jarvan. So that's 7 Demacia right off the bat, and yeah, then you can cut the Poppy. This is going to be about what you play. Eventually, my idea is that we're going to cut Galio for Fiora. We are going to cut some of these other units like Cassio and Renekton, and then we're going to get in Mordekaiser, put a Demacia spat on him, and then like a Kiana, I guess, and play 4 Slayer. And then I guess you have to put Demacia spat on her, but you probably don't want to give her the Radiant item. Mord with the Radiant item goes crazy, though. He gets Radiant Nashor's Tooth, which is really strong. Yeah, gonna have to not sell anything here because there's nothing to be sold. Okay, there were a few pauses during this game, so I am, with the magical power of Twitch, gonna skip through these. So you're welcome that I'm skipping through these, but I'm also like, oh look, I'm not gonna do so much work that I'm gonna like cut the video. Like that's way too much work. What is going on? Oh, there's some issue with like the broadcast. Looks like someone said in chat. So, RIP. Also, as usual, I have to let my phone do one notification just to annoy you guys. So yeah, he's got his 7 Demacia and his triple Radiant item, 1 on Quinn, 1 on this Renekton, and then 1 on the Jarvan. Then he slammed a tier on, so that is gonna be a Protector's Vow for later, surely. I mean, it's Jarvan's best item by far, so I think it makes a good amount of sense to greed this. Jarvan Air now. I think I skipped through it, but he must have rolled there because he had Jarvan too. Let's go back a tiny bit because I think it's his shop just had 2 Jarvans in it. I mean, that's fortunate, I guess. That's that's pretty insane. He just naturals Jarvan 2. I mean, I think with natural Jarvan 2 and this amount of HP, this just means you 4-5 it, right? And you don't care to play for the Quinn because there's actually very little to roll for on 7 now. So what you do, I imagine, is you just sack until 4-5 and then go level 8, find Fiora. I mean, we do have double Demacia spat. In an amazing world here, we could go 9 and play 9 Demacia, and then you would just win the game for free. He could also, I guess, play for the Jarvan 3, which maybe he thinks about, but like, I don't know. Jarvan's such a contested unit that it seems hard. Yeah, he can just move the Sunfire over here. He's just already going to start like pre-pivoting. Oh, I wonder if he does roll at 7 here. Wow. Because I would think he would just 4-5 in this spot, but he's sort of like pre-pivoting his board like he wants to roll. Oh. Well, I mean, that makes it really easy. Okay, look, I didn't know his shops were going to be this high roll in this game. To be fair, to win any tournament, you have to high roll your shops a little bit. I do think it is really cool to see a player playing this. Oh my god, he still rolls here. Wow. I don't... Because what are you rolling for in this spot? You're rolling for Sona. And like now he has Mordekaiser pair, which he could just hit. But yeah, I would probably just go fast 8 here. I wonder what he thinks about that, because like his board, like look, he's gonna take what, a 2-unit loss to like a decently strong board from, was that Toronto? Yeah, Toronto Tokyo's in the lobby. Ooh, gifts from the Fallen. You also have all these. You have all these resists already. Maybe it's Lotus, or I don't think it's Know Your Enemy. I would probably just default to gifts here. Looks like that's what he's defaulting to. Oh, and he goes stationary. Wow. I'm surprised stationary gifts there. And yeah, he's gonna keep rolling on 7. Maybe he just has low faith in the fast 8 game plan, or maybe he really wants to play for 3 stars. This is interesting though. Rolls so much on 7 here. I mean, this does remind me of some of my games where I have been like super punished for rolling on 8, like saying, okay, I'll just go fast 8, I go fast 8, and then I miss and I die. So maybe he's sort of thinking that, like, I'll just sort of slow roll my gold on 7, roll it down to like 30 every round, just guarantee that I hit my upgrades and then push 8, which maybe is a better idea than what I usually do, which is just sort of like, oh yeah, I'll just push levels and like surely I'll hit on 8s, and it allows me to get like a 5 cost in on the board, which like I guess it would be Atrox over Kiana, and then you would get something else in on 8, which I'm not actually sure what it would be here. Run a random Rise here. It's Petrocite Rise for the Shred. Seems okay, I guess. Not amazing. You'd have Fiora in at that point, so maybe you get like Challenger in for Fiora, but there's not really a Challenger that you want to play. So yeah, I'm not sure what you would play there. It's interesting to think about. But yeah, his rolling is really interesting because it's definitely not something that I would do, but I think it actually makes it might make a decent amount of sense. It just delays his level 8, but it allows him to have a much higher chance of hitting his Mordekaiser. It's also perhaps that he's afraid of being contested, right? Lil Top just grabbed that Mordekaiser off Carousel. We just saw that we fought a person who was playing Demacia. They're playing for Kale 3, so like it's actually quite annoying how contested we are on the spot. I mean, you just forget for RFC, right? It would have to be. I'm curious now, because now after hitting the Quinn 2, I think he makes the evaluation that it's not worth to continue rolling here, because all we're rolling for at this point is just the Mordekaiser 2 and like Sona 2, but she's like a little bit fake here. I think in this setup, by the way, it does make more sense to just sack the attack speed on the Kale and go for the resists on her, just because 7 Demacia, the resists are so big, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, he's the person who has played this comp a million times, so I guess that's his evaluation, but yeah, like, because you could put the Sona in the middle and get more attack speed on her at the cost of the resist, which I would actually think is fine, because like you don't really care where the resists. You know, this dummy, like the more I see it, the more it makes sense in this comp over something like Gifts of the Fallen, because you already want to clump so much, and so many of the dummies really want you to clump. So it actually, like, dummy seems really good in Demacia with the support item, now that I think about it. So I actually, also the dummy is going to get all the stats from Demacia, which is really nice. Like, if you go into the stats and look at 7 Demacia, like, dummy probably performs very well. But yeah, it looks like now that he's found the Quinn, he's thinking about pushing. I mean, he's going to push level 8 here. So yeah, I wonder if he could have just skipped level 7 this game and gone fast 8 because he naturaled the Jarvan too. It did give him the Mordekaiser pair, which is really nice. But like, you know, he could be doing all this rolling at 8 instead, and I wonder if that would have been better. There's Casante's thinking about playing. He also gets to hold all these Quins. There's the Mordekaiser too. Yeah, he just kind of has to figure out what his +1 is going to be. Random Azir. And I would think at this point, you would think about Fiora items. He decides to make Last Whisper here, which is really... And yeah, he's just going to completely skip Fiora items. Goes for Ionic Spark plus Last Whisper for the double Shred. I kind of like it a lot. I mean, you're nowhere near Fiora, and you already have Mordekaiser too. So maybe I mean, you could potentially go 9 in this spot. I actually think it's pretty, like, very reasonable. And then just play for the win out. I mean, you're 52 HP. Your board's really strong. You just go 9 here, right? I love this a lot. So yeah, he doesn't play. Ooh, get the Jarvan. You have an item on. Ooh. There's an item on Kiana. He has to, oh, barely at the last second. Very nice. That was really scary. Yeah, he had to get because he put the Ionic Spark on the Kiana, it almost prioritized her, which was really scary. But it's okay. He got it there at the last second. I was a little bit afraid that maybe it would, like, then, like, steal the item off Quinn or something, if maybe she was more recent than Quinn, which she is now that I think about it. So, or maybe she's not. I don't know. I would have assumed that Kiana would have stolen someone else's item when you put the Jarvan in, but I guess, I mean, fortunately, he didn't. Also, oh my god, is this for rogues? Is there a rogue player in this pool? I didn't see. This is wild positioning, though. the entire team just in like one clump on the side. Also, maybe it's the hat that's like confusing my camera here and unfocusing me. Last time on carousel here, when you've got items on everyone, who do you even itemize at this point? I guess you could just take a redemption for like a tank item for your team. The problem is everyone jumps so much. You have static shiv for like the double shred. I just like redemption on highest cost though, yeah. And you just slam it on like Galio. I guess you could put it on like, no, I mean, you probably just put it on Galio. Ooh, and yeah, the GP is also just a really, okay, he does put it on Kiana. Interesting. Because like Kiana's gonna dash all around. I like it on Galio just because he's actually gonna like sit with all of your units. Maybe she'll get a proc off onto this Mordekaiser though. Let's see where the Kiana ends up going in this fight. She walks all the way up here, and then she just ults. Okay, so as long as she's not, as long as her target isn't dead, she's just gonna ult there. But like she walked away, right? Like the Galio stayed next to the Mordekaiser, which is what was really nice, like getting the redemption proc on Mord. He's holding onto this Rek'Sai for potential 6 Slayer if he misses on 9 Demacia, but I mean obviously 9 Demacia is just the ideal cap, because that is pretty unbeatable, and then he would just win the game, I would think, unless someone else caps out really, really high. I mean, there's like these multicaster boards, but like as broken as multicaster is, there's no way this multicaster board has enough damage to just chew through 9 Demacia. Like it has a lot of damage, surely, but like with this Mordekaiser, like the Mordekaiser's just gonna kill them in time. And yeah, I mean, look at that. It's he's guaranteed to go 9 in this position. It's like GG's in this spot, and I don't know. I guess the question is, can anyone cap high enough to beat 9 Demacia this game? Maybe there's someone else who has like a 9 trait, but with all these people playing Pandoras, they're actually like artificially lower cap than, you know, him. He does need to find one Fiora, I guess. He could actually miss the Fiora on 9, which we still haven't found one. Oh my god. I mean, surely, okay, there it is. There's the one Fiora. Good. Really? Okay, I was gonna say, there's no world. Yeah, all right. I was like, if you play 6 Slayer here, like, I don't know something about TFT. Because, okay, yeah, look, Bosso is level 8, two Ionia spats. And Bosso can play for 9 Ionia as well if he gets to 09. And looks like he was really, yeah, he just went 9. So it's going to be the battle, actually. It is possible to lose this game. It's going to be the battle of 9 Demacia versus 9 Ionia at the end of this game. And I would assume no one else can keep up. Yeah, just rolling here for like Atrox 2, Fiora 2 as well. He even holds the potential Mordekaiser for Mordekaiser 3, but he's a bit broke. But yeah, Toronto Tokyo. I mean, Toronto Tokyo has Kale 3, but I just don't think this board caps out high enough without like to beat 9 Demacia. Also, people in the past have asked me, is that Toronto Tokyo the Dota player? And I finally have confirmation, I think, that it's not. I never was like sure. I was like, I don't know, maybe, probably not, but maybe. But then someone said like the real Toronto Tokyo is playing in like TI right now, so I guess that confirms that it's not the actual Toronto Tokyo, or I guess the original. I mean, they're both real in some ways, I guess. Wow, I'm actually so shocked. This is Toronto Tokyo's board. He just hit multicasters and then just pushed fast 9 with them. I mean, he is definitely, or whose board was that? But whoever's board that was, maybe Spencer, maybe Degree, I don't know. Whoever that was, I mean, they were just trying to bleed out to a 4th, right? They played multicasters, got contested. That's one of the things, actually, about this strategy, right? Playing for the earth and then just playing around what you hit, is that there's all these people who are greeting super hard for these type of comps. These comps that you play TF into, like the multicasters, that, you know, if there are 2 or 3 multicaster players in a lobby and then you get uncontested vertical Demacia, like he just walked to 9. He just like slowly walked to 9 this game because of how weak the rest of the lobby was. In the early game, it allowed him to win streak super hard, which gave him so much econ. Wow, this fight, it's still not even that close. I think the stats do say that that 9 Ionia is the worst chase trait. Let me check real quick on the chase traits list on lol chess, or not lol chess, but tactics stat tools. Yeah, 9 Demacia best by far, or what the stats say. 9 Demacia 1.439 and 2.27, so like almost half a placement worse, which makes sense. I mean, I feel like 9 Demacia is just unbeatable with the amount of resist that it gives and all these radiant items that you get, right? Yeah, it is just a formality at this point. Toronto takes a bad loss. It also wasn't Toronto who was the person he fought. I don't know who the person who just tempoed multicasters was. It must have been Degree or Spencer. I think it might have been Spencer, because I know Spencer was angling towards it during the day and just playing it every chance that he got. But yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, how sad would it be for Bosso here if he doesn't top 2, by the way? Ooh, I mean, I guess you have to do this like this. Morello. Morello Sona or like Static Shiv are your options. I like Morello Sona a lot. You have the Ionic Spark. You should be fine. As long as your Ionic Spark stays in front of your Mordekaiser, because you don't really have many sources of magic damage in this comp. It's really just the Mordekaiser, so it's not like you need to like spread the MR shred. It just needs to be right in front of Mordekaiser, and that's it. But yeah, like I don't know if Toronto steals a top 4 this game or a top 2 this game. That's so cringe. But they're okay. Yeah, they're fighting each other. Vaso goes top 2, but that should be it. I don't see how. Especially how that last fight went, that Bosso can win this game. And my god, the 7 streak here from David Ace? So someone will know in the YouTube comments about how to actually pronounce this guy's name. But a really, really cool performance playing a very interesting strategy that I think not a lot of people are playing towards. Definitely high rolled it a bit, as you have to do to win any tournament, but really, really cool to just see a different strategy be played from all the people spamming TF, and maybe something that you guys can take into your own games. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch and all my other links down below. Thank you.